One Star Wonders. Spoiler, they hated it. I'm Mel.
And I'm Anna.
And every week we get together and read 1 and 2 star reviews of pretty popular books so that you can feel a little bit better about your writing or just laugh along with us at the internet's chaos. Go ahead and hit the subscribe, like, share, notification bell. I'm sure there's something else I'm forgetting. We'll figure it out. Just make sure you stay tuned for the end where we go in to read good star reviews of indie authors that we have accumulated from a list of self-promoted indie authors on Threads. So we'll get to those at the end. So without further ado, let's get into One Star Wonders. Spoiler! They hated it. Today we are doing Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, I've read this one.
I think a lot of people have read this one.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. No, okay. I think we're working.
Okay.
Alright, so the first one is Courtney. Quirk, 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 quirk. Read the above, read it again, read it 7 more times. The cute thing about language is that if you see, hear, or say a word enough, it just doesn't seem to make sense anymore. You know it's a word, but suddenly the Q just doesn't get along with the U anymore. The R and the K just can't see eye to eye, and the I wants to run away from home. Read it again, that's the book. It's quirky. It's so quirky, Wait, what? It quirks. It's so quirky, its quirks have quirks. And those quirks have little quirks of their own. By the time you finally work your way through the whole quirk family tree, the first quirk doesn't seem quirky anymore. It seems annoying. Douglas Adams has force-fed and painfully injected so much quirk into this worthless little novel that it makes your head spin. There's no point to this novel. There is no deeper meaning. The supercomputer chose 42 because I'm convinced that's the highest Adams can count. Quirk, quirk, quirk. Well, that's a little bit... I kind of see their point. Douglas Adams is very...
quirky.
Well, it's kind of like he's... If you read one novel of his, you've kind of read them all.
Gotcha.
I've still read some of them.
I haven't read it yet. I haven't.
Yeah, I've still enjoyed his books, but I kind of... They're not for everybody, I guess.
Yeah, well, clearly.
Profile image for Cody Lena?
Oh, no. I forgot to delete that
Ignore
part.
that.
Cody Lena, yeah.
I have never read a book so far up its own ass. I beg to differ.
Okay, looks like you're frozen again.
Yes. Still laughing at that.
It was a good one.
Okay. Alright, the next one. What I learned from this book series is that I seem to be the only person on the planet who wholly detests this book series. What the hell? This is a total load of crap. It had an amazing beginning and then after they go into space, yeah, it sucked ass. I feel like it was a bad acid trip written on a roll of loo paper while the author thought his turd was a magical fish swimming through the cosmos.
Okay, so I love the movie though. I really like the movie.
Really similar.
Okay.
They don't really change a lot.
Okay.
It's just like far out, like you. But they made a series that was like essentially it was an old series that was essentially the movie.
Okay.
And it was. I would probably this review would describe it. To look on the bright side, at least it's over. 2.5 stars. I appreciate this one for its contributions to pop culture. Unfortunately, if I rate this on enjoyment, then I must admit that the satire did not work on me. While technically classified as science fiction, this is not the kind of story I personally look for in the genre of science fiction. I can see that. A lot of people
I could
are very
yes
uptight.
Well, I think they just have very specific expectations.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I know. Yeah, it's not really. It's more fiction, which is like that's fine with me. But I know some people are very picky.
Well, and so, like, that's why for the Dawn of Vesper, like, it's got sci-fi in it, but I'm not classifying it as science fiction because it's just kind of like, it's just got sci-fi vibes instead of being science fiction.
Yes, exactly.
So, yeah.
Okay, I always struggle with books that are humor-oriented. Well, then you shouldn't have picked it up.
Right? Is
like
there a humor genre category? I don't know.
There might be, but
there should be.
I like sarcasm in my books, so.
Yes, and you do it so well. That's one of my favorite things. Like your dialogue in Salt and Stone. It was so on point. I loved it. I loved it so much. Sorry. Go on.
Thank you. I like books with humor, but not humor books. It's too much like the class clown jumping up and down saying, "Look at me, see how funny I am?" The only exception I found to this is the Discworld series. I enjoyed a few of those. This was okay and occasionally made me laugh. Okay. I don't think Discworld is Discworld is like fantasy with...
I've never heard of that one, so I don't even know.
You probably wouldn't. Just the type of stuff you read it's not very romance oriented. It's very...
I can read non-romance books. My goodness, Anna.
No, I just don't think it would be up your alley. But you might. I mean, you might like it.
Maybe. So, I like Holes. There's no romance in that. Well, actually, just kidding.
Well, I see, and I don't want to read young adult books, but I do like a lot of young adult. I have read a lot of young adult books that I do like. So, okay,
right. Did you ever read Erin Wilkerson's book? Resonate.
So I have not read her book. I think I added it to my... I'm gonna watch
TBR.
This, and then
I'm gonna watch it when it comes out eventually.
Yeah, I'll watch it. But then I just got out of reading, like really out of reading.
Yeah. So well, you had a couple crazy years, so
yeah,
you are forgiven.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's a YA that's kind of like... So I struggle to read a lot of YA because it just, like, it's so exhausting to, like...
Yeah. A lot of it is just... 17-year-olds do not save the world.
No, and that makes it exhausting. Like, it's
does.
Exhausting to try and get through these children saving the world.
Yeah,
and
I
totally get why the parents always die.
Oh yeah, because I mean they'd be...
There's no way they would be doing things
Why
otherwise.
You can't even load the dishwasher. How are you going to be saving the world?
Can't even put your clothes in the hamper when you take them off at night. How are you going to save the world?
Yeah, I know.
Anyway.
Okay. Seconds before the Earth is demolished to make way for a galactic freeway, Arthur Dent is plucked off the planet by his friend Ford Prefect, a searcher for the revised edition of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, who for the last 15 years has been posing as an out-of-work actor. It is the summary introduction of this renowned and much-loved classic, which I can't stand.
Then why did you read it?
I know. Sometimes I wonder if my dislike of this series and writer are a reaction to his success. But this series and the TV series did nothing for me. Maybe deep down I resented the writer taking the piss out of the science fiction. I guess. If you're a hardcore sci-fi fan.
I can see that point of it.
Just funny humor infantile and even its day outdated. I can't think of any scenes that I find remotely funny. It looks like it was written by a 14-year-old boy. 4 out of 12. I guess it must have different star ratings.
Maybe.
I guess it means 4 out of 12 stars.
Maybe.
I don't know. Douglas Adams, like I said, it's very much you've read one book, you kind of read them all, and if you're in the mood for that, it's one thing, but then it kind of gets tiresome.
Yeah.
But again, like, I can do that with a young adult. Like, I'll be in the mood.
Right.
And then I'm like, I don't want to read anything about any 16-year-old doing anything.
Yeah. So, like, one of my favorite YA series is the Descendant series by Nicole Giles. And it's kind of like a fantasy magic where, like, this girl is reincarnated. So at least then that gives you, like, a reason for her to be able to save the world, right? It's not just that she's some random teen saving the world. It's that she's, you know, failed last time and has to try again.
Okay. I mean, I read the Hunger Games and liked the Hunger Games at the time that I read them, but
right.
Then after,
because technically that is technically a YA, even though arguably I think it might be a little dark for some younger teenagers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just maybe why I liked it, because I'm not really a teenager.
Right, exactly. And then the Divergent series is one of my favorites.
See, and I haven't read that one.
So, have you seen the films?
I haven't.
Okay. So, that's one of the ones...
I know what it's about.
Right. So, the first film, like, landed so hard. It was really good. It made me want to read all of them. And so I read all of them, and then I was completely disappointed in the film franchise from then on out. The first movie is still really good, but the others are just kind of like, oh, whatever. The second book in that series is... I understand why the second film flopped, because it's a lot of internal monologue, and how do you get that on screen, right? Like it really goes deep into the psychological aspect of the main character, and so it's really hard to get that on screen. But yeah, I mean... It's still one of my favorite series, and I'm trying to get my kids to read it, but
I tried.
I'd rather play games on my electronic device. Okay, so we have come up to our indie segment, and we are going to do... Oh, I have to screen share. Screen share. Okay, so we are going to generate a random number here. Number 5. We do number 5, which is this linky right here. And this one is called The Heir of Ash and Thunder, A Shattered Veil by Elijah Stepanovich. Goodbye, Anna.
Why?
I always loved you.
That is also a pretty cover.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I love this cover. It is beautiful. Very interesting composition there. But I'm digging it. Okay, it came out this past August, 2025. So that's great. We have a 1-star review, so looks like Elijah absolutely needs our indie love. And this one is by RAS2551, Attention Keeping Book. Excellent story, kept my attention from beginning to end. I can't wait for book 2 to come out. Thank you. Okay, let me see if we can find this elsewhere on the interwebs for some other readings. Okay, so we have here on Goodreads, there's 2 reviews. Oh, it won't let me zoom out. Anyway, this review is by Kylie McCumber. The Heir of Ash and Thunder is an immersive, mythology-based fantasy that blends Slavic, Celtic, and Norse lore into a sweeping tale of love, memory, and gods at war. Ooh. What hooked me right away was the emotional depth between Ilya and Danica. Danica? Oh.
I don't know.
Either way. Their connection felt timeless, and the reincarnation element was so well done. The book does a fantastic job of building the world where myth and history collide. I was especially drawn to the themes of memory as power, love, and love that transcends lifetimes, and the rewriting of truth in a world controlled by jealous gods. It's rich romantic, and filled with the kind of epic stakes that fantasy lovers crave. What held it back from a perfect rating for me was a few stylistic hiccups. Some sentences and phrases were overly repetitive, which occasionally pulled me out of the story. That said, the heart of this book is incredibly strong, and I still found myself fully invested in the journey. Awesome. Okay, that one's kind of long. I don't know that I want to read a long way. But the other one looks like it's not available yet. Maybe. But it is called The Oath of Ash and Thunder, which is also a really good looking cover.
Yeah.
So, it just published, just barely last week. So, yeah.
It's October, November, December. Wait, what? Hold on.
It is November 23rd right now.
The other one was like October. He must have had them written before.
Yeah,
like, how do you write that fast?
For rapid release, yeah. I mean, that's what I did. The other one was I lost the page. Found it. So the first one was published August 15th, and so, I mean, that's what I did with Dawn of Vesper. I had the first one come out in August, and then the second one come out in November, so that seems like a rapid release. I mean, it's possible to have it done that way.
I'm just jealous is all.
I know. You know what, though? It took me 4 years to write them, and then now I just have to get the last one revised, and then it's up and ready to go. But, the Heir of Ash and Thunder, The Shattered Veil, Elijah Stepanovich. Anyway, I will link this book in the show notes for everybody to go pick it up, check it out. It actually seems like it would be a pretty cool little fantasy read. I might pick that one up for myself. But anyway, so that was today's episode of One Star Wonders. Spoiler, they hated it. Go ahead and hit the like if you haven't done already. Subscribe if you haven't done already. Shame on you if you haven't already. Hit the notifications. Yeah, we'll find you. And we'll read all your bad reviews. I can't think of anything else to say. So, yes, One Star Wonders, spoiler, they hated it. Tune in next week for another crazy, maybe normal, maybe unhinged, we don't know until we get there, reading of 1-star reviews of our pretty popular books so that you can feel better about your writing or just laugh along at the internet's chaos with us. Thanks for tuning in.